Nigerians tackle Tinubu over meeting with ex-president Goodluck Jonathan. Some Nigerians have attacked the APC presidential candidate Bola Tinubu over his meeting with former President Goodluck Jonathan. The meeting came as a surprise to many people, especially after Tinubu had attacked Jonathan in the past and also contributed to his exit from the office. Niger News earlier reported that the former governor of Lagos State on Tuesday visited Jonathan alongside his running mate Kashim Shettima. Other APC members who accompanied Tinubu for the visit include Ogun State Governor Dapo Abiodun, Kwara State Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, and Plateau State Governor Simon Lalong. The visit to the former president might not be unconnected to the presidential ambition of the former governor of Lagos State, who is seeking to take over from President Muhammadu Buhari at the end of his tenure. However, many Nigerians have made a mockery of Tinubu with claims that he has no shame for meeting a man he ousted from office. As D. Shega J wrote, another disgraceful visit. Tinubu, who campaigned to vote Jonathan out of office, called him unprintable names, drunkard Ijoman, bad luck Jonathan, for example, is now running to him for support. God will shame Tinubu and Shettima come Feb Obi 2023. At Psalm Scene wrote, the person advising Bat is evil. Meeting up with Jonathan is just a zero idea. Not of the same tribe, not the same party. Bat played the lead role in campaigning against Jonathan. We decided to vote wisely though. At IK Bright for Real wrote, these people are now eating back their own vomits. They are so shameless after all the despicable things they said about GEJ. I doubt if they were able to look the man in the eyes while apologizing to him. I mean, how do we know they apologize? At the end of the day, Tinubu may come in all of his glory saying, you know what, presidential ambition me, I got you out of office, so I'm going to ask for your support to put me in there. You never really know. Dirty Nigeria politicians say man you outside of from office, now you think he is important to your presidency. At the end of the day, I don't think these politicians will ever really be enemies with one another. It's just not going to work. I mean, you see the rate of defection. APC and PDP, let's be honest, are pretty much one party. There's been no difference in the way that they've ruled, in the way they interacted with one another. There really, in my opinion, is no difference. So really, judging or saying, oh my days, going back to their own vomits, really, they're giving you the idea, they're portraying themselves to be competition whilst they're working together in secret. So it really doesn't make sense. Well, the comments here, or those are from Twitter. Now, for the actual article itself. In politics, there is no permanent enemy, but permanent interest. Exactly. Tinubu supported Jonathan in 2011. Stop all this nonsense. So you supported him in 2011 and in 2015 you acted like a total stranger. I mean, come on. It's like, yes, you have permanent interest, but again, you have to understand this individual called Tinubu was, as he said, instrumental in getting Buhari into office, and the way that he did, it's like you can't. There's no justification. We saw the process in which Tinubu really hijacked this man, to be honest. With the words that were said, with the things, I mean, come on. You might as well say, this is who I'm supporting and I'm getting to presidency. But for it to start, being tribe, I mean, if you want to talk about you saying useless Ijo man or all that, I mean, now he's being a tribalist. And, that in itself could also show that if you wanted to make arguments and if, our society was really much woke enough to understand that if they're going to accept Nigerians for who they are and this Muslim ticket, how destructive it is, we can also say, by the way, he's also shown sign that he's been a tribalist. So the Muslim ticket, all that, it's not really a surprise. And if you make an argument like that, in a sane society, it should really crumble his political ambition. But hey, the same way he visited Obasanjo without anything tangible thereafter, it is obvious Tinubu is desperately looking to become president without anything to offer. Absolutely. I think desperation from Tinubu's is very real, very strong. If you can't see it, I don't know what else to tell you. But again, visiting Obasanjo Visiting Obasanjo is funny because Obasanjo has said things about him. I mean, it's just like I don't know what else. Like, why are we looking to these people? Why you're looking to these individuals, and then you have people beefing Peter Obi for apologizing? I mean, come on, it shows in their characters. It really does show. These are people, they don't respect themselves. They talk anyhow. They don't have respect for the people. Even addressing the people is a problem. So you're expecting these ones to be acting like angels? I'm not saying Peter Obi is a saint, but when it comes to behavior, mannerisms, and attitude, you are in a political position. This is not the way you act. It's the way you speak. And it's Tinubu that you want to be your president. I mean, it's red flags. Red flags, even in your daily life. How kind of judgments do you make? Now we're talking about you deciding who you want to be president. It's a problem. It's a big problem. I really don't know. I really do not know. Desperation. An old man looking for power like this is, if given, will be a monster. Nigerians should be very careful not to fall into the trap of APC and PDP. Absolutely. Why they're in this conversation, I don't even know. But there are other people we could be looking at, but we don't want to do that. And it's not our fault. I mean, these are the two biggest parties that have been in power for the last how many years? Last 24 years. So, like, what do you want? What can you do? They have done the work to solidify themselves in state. I mean, look at the Osun elections. Everybody was looking at that because really, APC and PDP, it was already chaos with the last election, and Adeleke winning, and then apparently he did not win. So all that, the courts. So really, it was pretty much the first time we're going to see those interact and see it happen again since Adeleke was going for office again. And also the rise of the Labour Party, the interest was also to see how the Labour Party will perform. But in that case, now just because Peter Obi is Labour Party and because he's president does not mean that in the state, Labour Party won. They weren't even top 3. The gap between, first and third, because PDP won. It was PDP, APC, and another party. But really, you had PDP in hundreds of thousands. You had APC in hundreds of thousands. The difference, I think, was like 60,000 votes. And then you had the third party that was about like 10,000 votes. So the gap is very big. And that in itself already showed that really, the work that APC and PDP have done to solidify themselves in a lot of states cannot just all come to the ground because Peter Obi has come out. So really, the fact is that Peter Obi, especially with these campaigns, they're going to have to do the work to get the word out, because you cannot compare whether you think APC is fair or PDP is fair or legit or not. You cannot compare 20 years of groundwork, every 4 years, election, rallies, campaign. How many times in the last 20 years to solidify themselves, and you just think that in a year everything's going to change? It's very drastic to ask for. And that is why, with how the Peter Obi movement is so, astronomous, it has to be, because to beat these parties, it has to be the deal. Put what you think about this in the comment section below, and do not forget to like and subscribe.